Hello everyone and welcome to Time Traveler's Coin Exchange. Tonight we're going to have episode 161 of The Coin Vault Has Opened. I've got some mixed 1991 Lincoln Memorial cents and mint Cellos for you guys tonight. We will maybe do some other coins as well, as this is kind of a short roll. So these are them here, 1991. These came from the same boxes. If you guys are familiar with the show here, I got a huge box of mint Cellos here, and we've been going through them for weeks now, it feels like. So let me get a sip of water here, we'll get started. Welcome everybody. Hope you guys have all been having a good week and a good night tonight. I know, what am I doing? I'm not drinking coffee. I drank a bunch of coffee, and now I'm just felt a little bit parched, so I thought I'd start off with some water here. So we'll look through these the way we normally do. We'll look, just kind of see what the quality of the coins are, and then we'll see if we can find anything. We'll zoom in with the microscope and see if we can find anything interesting. Was kind of getting a late start here, and so I just barely got to go through different varieties for this year. So I might take a moment here once we've gone through and see if we can spot anything, or if I'll just review everything really quickly. But there looked like there was quite a lot going on in the memorial on the reverse. A lot of different column double dies or DDRs, and so we'll be looking at the columns here very closely. Almost looks like there is, if you look at column number 1 and 2, I believe is how, it almost looks like there is extra column space in there. But we'll take a look. There's one that I think there's only one known example, and it's like a serious shift to the west, I believe. It looked like it was like worth a couple $1,000s. So obviously we're not going to find that one if there's only one of them. But we can look, can't we? Yes, we can. And so we'll look through these, and I believe this is just going to be 1991 and 1991 P and D. I do not believe there are any proofs in here, so we should not be seeing any S's. Well, it's been a fantastic week here at Time Traveler's Coin Exchange. Pretty much my eBay store is just tearing apart records, just breaking the glass ceiling that eBay has been holding over me for the last couple of years. I think last week I got up to $12,000 30-day average, and then this last week I hit 13,000, and then 14,000, and then 15,000 30-day average. Where's my phone? I was looking for it. Alright. No more interruptions. Do apologize. But yeah, it's been a great week. Coins seem to be hot, at least what I am. You know, I started collecting nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars, dollars, commemoratives, and now world coins in the last 6 months here. Everything but world coins in the last 6 months. World coins just the last couple weeks. And bought about 12 world coins, already sold 2 of them. And pretty happy with the results of my picks. So I believe I'm going to keep bringing you guys world coins here. I've got quite a few more in the mail, and so I'll just kind of pull those out on treats, as treats. But hello everybody, hello, hello, hello. And I'm pretty caffeinated tonight, and I'll be pretty hydrated and caffeinated, so we should have a good show tonight. So a few of these appear to have spots on them. I got quite a lot of MS67 1991s in the last couple weeks here, created by PCGS. Pretty much my eBay store, you know, I get a pretty good handle on what is selling on the market. MS67 Memorial cents are hot right now. I'm buying as many as I can, but basically it seems like the entire supply on eBay is drying up. I've been buying as many as I can because I feel like they're about to disappear unless a couple of good graders get involved and start grading lots of coins. And same thing with MS66 wheat cents. They seem to just be disappearing. Like even the commons, 1954 S's, 1958 D's, they're selling. It's crazy. Hello, Cent Porter. Welcome. How are you tonight? Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for hitting the like button. Well, he's welcome to do that anytime, and you're welcome to stop by and hit the thumbs up button. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with the market, but I'm pretty happy with it. I'm selling nickels, dimes, quarters, and half dollars. Half dollars have been doing all right. I'd say nickels are, I think nickels never were hot, but I just kept seeing really great deal after really great deal, so I started picking them up. And they're great for my balance sheet, but not so great for sales. But pretty much there's not a Lincoln cent graded by PCGS that I do not see really selling right now. If you check out, I feel like when I look at the sold listings on eBay, they're just getting larger and larger every day. And when you look at the buy it nows on eBay that I've sold, or I'm sorry, the total buy it nows, the number is getting smaller every day. And it kind of works in my favor because I'm keep buying more and more PCGS coins and grading and putting them up on eBay. And I now have more PCGS graded coins listed for sale on eBay than any other seller. But what keeps happening is the amount of coins listed for sale keeps going down. So not only do I have the most amount of coins, but the percentage of the market that I have keeps going up. So it's really put me in a good position. And I think the last time I did a calculation, 1 in 31.5 PCGS coins listed for sale on eBay are in my eBay store. So that puts me in a pretty good position. And so I've been pretty happy. But it's starting to be that I am having more sales than I can actually pick up new coins to list on my store. So for the first time ever, I have like more than $100 in my account. Generally, I spend whatever money I have just sold on more coins right away. And at the moment, it's the first time where I'm actually getting kind of a balance. So if the market does kind of, if someone does throw a bunch of stuff on the market for a good price, I'm going to be ready, which is a really nice feeling to have. And I got to do taxes this year, and it looked like my business did really good for taxes. And I'm actually even getting a little tax return this year. And so once that comes in, I know what I'm spending my tax return on. I'm going to reinvest it in the economy. But life is feeling pretty good here. There's a couple spots on some of these, but they all look pretty decent. And when you buy a roll or when you buy a bunch of them, you're going to get the good with the bad. And I guess you can always spend the spotted ones. And maybe in 50 years, the spotted ones will even be worth money, but probably not that much. Once they get pretty spotted up, they're, probably an MS62, MS63, unless it's spotted enough to be environmental damage, and then that's not going to help you out too much. I think we got about 15, 20 more to look at here. Then I'll just take a quick peek. I was over at coppercoins.com and I just looked, I was like, oh, $8.59, I got a roll. And so I didn't get to look at everything, but if we're going to look at these up close, it probably makes good sense to check to see if there's anything worth looking for. And there were a couple of good things. And the other thing, I know the general area for wide AMs and close AMs, but I don't believe 1991 is a close AM or wide AM to look for, but I might as well look it up too and make sure, because that would always be a great find. I think it skips right over 1991. of a weak strike on the E and the S there. And I need to set up my browser so that I can show you guys pretty much how I search the different variety websites, but I need to get that set up. I've been meaning to. Chuck said that I could show his website at coppercoins.com, and I just wanted to make sure with him before I did. But if you guys are ever trying to find a good place, coppercoins.com and Variety Vista are both pretty good. I believe there is like a doubledie.com as well. I haven't really frequented it. And then there's a one, I can't remember, it's Air something, which I've checked out a couple times, but I can never remember what the website is called. But there are a lot of great resources on the internet with a lot of really intelligent, excellent people who have been working hard, making nice databases of errors, so that when you find something, you don't have to learn the wheel, you don't have to learn how to create the wheel again. Someone else has already done it for us. So yeah, I'm definitely curious. I mean, if I start to get a big enough stockpile here, I think I'm definitely going to start. This weekend I almost renewed my PCGS my PCGS account so that I could do bulk submissions. But then I just saw the way the market was going and just reinvested and bought up a ton of coins. Because I was seeing my, I have 3,700 PCGS graded coins, and then all of a sudden I was at 36. And so I just bought a bunch more, and now I'm at about 38. And then I really invested. So hopefully by the end of the month up here, I'll have 4,000 PCGS coins in my store. We'll just have to see. Got to keep on growing. If you stop growing, you're not growing. All right, get some water. Check out Copper Coins here. If you guys haven't checked out coppercoins.com, on the left hand side there is something called Variety Die Search, and it is definitely worth taking a look at. Alright, so there's some partial columns, more partial columns. Those are like 15 bucks in MS65. So while they're interesting to find, they're not going to make you rich. More partial columns. Let's see, it looks like we have some extra wide on the Philadelphia. We look for some extra wide on the date. I'm not even sure these ones that have extra width. I'm not even sure if I could identify them if I saw them. More extra columns on the east side. That is the one, the 1DR004. $2,000 for an MS65, but it says only one exists. So the chances of finding that are not so good. And then while I'm here, let me just double check the white AM dates. 92, 90, 92, 98, 99. And I would assume that's going to tell me the close AM dates. Yeah. So we're not looking for wide AMs unless there just happens to be oops, I already closed the tab. I was going to say, we'll be able to see, we'll look at one or two and we'll know, I believe these should, I'll have to look. After we look at the first two, we'll know which one it should be here. So let me move closer and we'll get this light turned on. And so there did not look like there was, I think on the Philadelphia there was the extra width, but that really looked like about all. Didn't see any RPMs. That almost looks a little extra wide, but I think it's machine damage. Like when I was looking at the extra width, there was not like any doubling or any spread. It was just, you know, fat letters. And just take a minute here. Yeah, the S is kind of skinnier, the T is kind of skinnier. So I believe this is just machine damage. We'll look up here to see. Alright, so it looks like these should all be wide AMs. And then inside the columns, that really seemed to be the main place we should be looking. Probably if we were to spend our time, that is where we should spend our time looking, just because that's where people have found stuff. It's like the date on this one looks more normal. We have some machine damage on the nose there. It almost looks like it hit 3 times. It's double damage, triple damage. A little bit of zinc coming through. Once again, wide AM. So if we happen to see something that is not, or that's a close AM, but I mean, I'm sure somebody would have found it. Some more machine damage on the date. And so the machine damage is basically damage that happened while striking. Well, if something was doubled, it would be on the die striking the coin. There's like a little something on the, it kind of looked like the bottom serif on the S was split, but I believe it's just something hanging out there on the mint cello. And I'll have to, I think that column there is normal. The inside of the first bay of the column, it's like if you look at it, you can see kind of like some extra little extra ones there. I believe that is normal. Let's put that off to the side here for a second. Machine damage, basically scooping the tops out of the letters, kind of giving it a doubled like appearance, but it is machine damage. Machine damage was worth something, we'd all be rich, or it would all be the same, because I feel like with a lot of these dates, machine damage is more common than a good strike. Okay, yeah, so on the right side you can see the bay is very similar to the one that we just found. Yep, this one's exactly, so that first one, or the third one we looked at, absolutely normal. That's definitely why I like going through a lot of the same date, that when you're looking at, like, the designs change ever so slightly, and so when you're looking at different coins, all of a sudden something is a little bit different and it kind of looks like, oh, maybe that's an error, but it's not. It's just completely normal for the year. Only thing that I don't like about after going through thousands of pennies is I used to get excited every time I found a machine damaged coin. I used to think that I was finding double dies, and it made me super happy. But then you find out, oh, those aren't. Those are actually really common. And then it's kind of like a letdown. But then when you do find a double die that is a double die, then you get that happy feeling again, and that feeling doesn't go away as long as you keep finding them. And I'm not positive. I feel like the person who I bought these from, I feel like they did a good job searching their coins. I mean, there's always the chance that there were none to begin with, but I don't feel like I found a nice double die in this box yet. The 1972s did look really interesting, and I bought a couple certified copies of some of the different ones so that I can get them in person and hold them next to them. They did look quite similar to the photos that I was looking at, so I'm kind of hopeful there. But having some examples to compare them to in hand, it's a lot easier to like really feel sure, because I can match up the sizes of things and the shapes. Who knows, maybe we will find something unknown tonight. And I have the feeling we're going to go through these. I do have quite a few other rolls which were very small and were not big enough to do a show, and so this roll seemed like it was not quite big enough to do an entire show. And so I think we might do a second roll here, depending on how time goes. If we finish this before 9 o'clock, absolutely we're going to do some more. But I try to go from about an hour and a half to 2 hours. After 2 hours, I feel like everything underneath the loop starts to look like a double die, and it just starts to be counterproductive for me. But hopefully here pretty soon we're going to be able to shift gears a little bit on the show. Well, I still want to go through coins the way we're going through them. Once I start doing bulk grading, I want to do some shows where we are basically going through coins and deciding which ones to send in, and kind of, writing down what grades we hope to get. And then once we get 100 coins that we feel that we're comfortable sending in to get graded, we basically try to figure out how much money the coins will be worth, what the grades are going to be, and then send them in and either make some money or fail, but basically just do like a full from beginning to end, how to do a bulk submission, from buying the coins to then getting, going through them and preparing them, and then sending them in, and then waiting, and then we can post a fail video, and it'll be awesome. But I mean, my intentions for anything modern will be to try to get MS67 or above, but my store, I can sell MS65s, MS66s, so it's definitely not a problem if I mess up on quite a few of the coins. There's some people, while most people I'd say want MS66, MS67, some people have sets that they're just looking to fill MS65s. So it seemed like about half the coins in this bag here, I feel like would get an MS65 or higher. There's definitely quite a few coins that just, I would never ever ever, anything with anything modern with large spots on it, I'm never sending to the grader. I don't know what the best way to sell them off or just give them away for people that want an example. But there's some coins that will never ever get graded. Maybe I can dig a big time capsule and bury them, and then a century from now people can dig them up and find a bunch of mint state coins. It might be good for that. And then they'll think that they just got spots and damage from being underground for a long time, and they won't know that they were already like that. Gosh, there's on some of the dates, like Lincoln, especially the newer ones, like Lincoln's got all these errors on them, and it's like I can zoom in one focal length closer, but like Lincoln, he's just not have much detail to him when he gets up close. It's like I can barely see him. I'm not sure why I'm looking at the eyes here. I don't think there are any doubled eyelids. I guess probably the ears are probably where I should be going instead of the eyes. It seems like a lot of these, when I was reading at the end of Wexler's book, he was definitely talking about like, well, a lot of the older coins, you look around the edges of the coins. A lot of the more modern ones, some of the really fun stuff and good stuff to look for happens inside the coins. Like in the memorial, on the steps, and so there are quite a few things to look for that are worth paying attention to, the center of the coin as well as the edges. And I'm totally guilty of ignoring the edges. Like I don't think we ever see down here. For all I know, there's some crazy VDB error just waiting to be found. Maybe about 1/10 of the way through Breen's book, and enjoying that. And I think I'm up to about the 1780s right now. It's the complete U.S. and colonial, or it's the I can't even remember the name of it now. It's like the encyclopedia of U.S. and colonial coins. It's pretty impressive. A lot of coins that I will never see in person. And going through a bunch of the colonial coins, like I didn't even realize, like I had like an example of a Connecticut cent and a Massachusetts cent and Iberian cents or pence, and I didn't know that, especially for I think the Connecticut, there was like dozens and dozens of different versions of the coins. Like even different companies made different ones. Like it was just like intense. And it's like I thought I was buying, like an example of one, and didn't realize that some of them had like 30, 40, 50 different versions of the coin. And like just the busts on them, that just, they're so different. Like some of them are hilarious. Like while the people were definitely talented for the time, some of the faces on the bus were just, they made me laugh. Definitely fun to look at. But checking out all the older coins, I think that's what made me start being like, world coins, what else is there? It's like I've kind of like looked through most of the coins that the US has to offer now. And obviously people were making coins for hundreds of years, and so I think 1400s is the oldest coin that I have now. I bought some PCGS graded ones, and I think I got some from the 1400s, 1500s, 1600s, 1700s. It's just amazing that you can still get a coin that old that is still fun to look at. And a lot of them, some of them, some of the old world coins that are in good condition, they're like, you know, cheaper than like a bunch of Lincoln cents, you know, like high grade Lincoln cents. It's just amazing. And some of them have really fantastic designs. There's a whole world of coins out there just waiting for y'all. So I feel like when we did start, it's probably at the bottom here, because I feel like within the first 5 coins, when I first started talking about the backs, I feel like one of them kind of looked like there was something going on inside the columns, like really strongly. So hopefully we see that once we're looking at it up close, and hopefully it's really, really obvious and a good looking coin. And so like the inside columns here next to Lincoln, like those to the bay on each side of it, there should be something there, and then on the edge ones there should be kind of something like almost looking like partial columns sticking out. But I feel like where we're mainly looking is in the other columns. And it did look like there was one, at least one, and I was only looking because I was talking about it. And so hopefully that will be the case when we're looking at it closer. And while we shouldn't be able to find a close AM, I'm just also keeping an eye out, seeing if we could be lucky enough to find the first 1991 close AM. Don't think it's going to happen, but if we found one, that would be fantastic. Some pretty grooved out machine damage on that Y. It's like almost missing the left branch, and it makes it look doubled, but it's not. It's actually less of a coin than a normal strike. Some of these are missing quite a bit of metal. Column's looking pretty good on this one. Looks like the zinc is showing through on the D there. It's like, you know, almost looks like it wants to be an RPM, but it's just punctured. It got stamped too hard. The die was probably starting to get worn down, and having to stamp harder to make the impression and then breaking through. Same thing on the inside of you can see the zinc and the inside of the O and 1 there. And it's like, personally, yeah, look at all the zinc up here. Personally, I would think that would like damage the grade of the coin, but like I get so many MS67 coins. You know, maybe not this bad. Like you can see all the zinc all around the edge, on the top. Wow, that's a funny effect. On the inside of the first bay there, the luster is beautiful, but it almost kind of makes it look rounded. Okay, that's a scratch on the cello. I was gonna say it almost looks like there's a little bar hanging off of, but it's just a scratch. I won't even say anything more about it. We'll keep going. Machine damage on the date. Yeah, it definitely seems like on some of these, on some dates, it seems like maybe it's just the coins we got to look at. But it does seem like machine damage is more common than a good strike. It looks like we're going to get a bonus roll here because I think we have about 15 more 1991s, and then there were quite a few partial, just not many coins in the bags. I don't know what date, I didn't look what date they were because I was like, that's not enough for a stream. But we'll pull one of those out because it is way early yet. So it looks like this one is a very weak strike. I don't think that struck through grease. We'll probably see a couple more just like it. I believe, I don't know, I wanna zoom in on this mint mark. I don't think I saw any RPMs. I think it's just the way the light hits it. It's probably the way the metal. That 9 kind of looks a little wider. I'm not going to worry about it. The ones that had a little extra width to it were, I don't think that was a double die anyway, but I guess what I meant is even if it was, they are not worth much more. I'd have an easier time finding an MS-67 coin and selling that. I think we got about 10 more to go, and then we'll look at another date here. Sometimes the pile is deceptive, they're just all stacked on top of each other. I'm just looking for notching in the lettering, just any clear doubling, and pretty much all we're seeing is machine damaged coins, ones that as the coin is being struck, some of the metal just kind of gets scraped off of it, removing a little bit of it. And while it kind of looks like doubling, where it looks doubled, it'll be shallower. Like the nose here is a good example. Like Lincoln's missing some of his nose here, and it makes a doubled effect where like the chin here, it looks like it looks like a doubled outline because it's the same shape, but just the coin is missing some of its features. And when you're making billions and billions of coins as fast and economically as you can, that's just what happens. As long as the coin for the most part looks the way it's intended to look, they're just going to keep on making them. The coin starts to look freaky or cracked or broken, they're going to stop. Gosh, there's even machine doubling on the ear here. So it's like, if I was like looking for this, I feel like this would make looking for a doubled ear just impossible, because that, it totally makes it look doubled. Who knows, maybe that was doubled. So here's another one where it's either a weak strike or a very small amount of grease. You have the wide AM as it should be. And we will keep on moving. More coins to look at. It's like either the bottom of the D on the mint mark was machine damage, or it was struck hard enough that you were starting to be able to see the zinc going through. Like sometime here, I believe one of them looked like it. One of the columned coin, or one of the coins, the columns looked kind of doubled. So hopefully that'll come up here soon, and hopefully we'll be able to get an example here for the show tonight. But if anybody's watching and they're wanting to see some of the things that we're looking for tonight, if you go to coppercoins.com and go to the left-hand column, there's a die variety search there, and you click on the die variety search button, and then you search dates 1991 to 1991. It'll bring up the 10 varieties they have listed there, and there's pictures. I think it's EDS and LDS for early die state and late die state. Early die state being a fresh die and the way it appears, and then the LDS, the late die state, after the coin had minted, or the die had minted, probably millions of coins. Then you can also see an example of what that die looks like, what kind of coins it was producing for that variety later on. I believe that's just some machine damage down there. I just kind of paused there for a second because I hadn't been seeing the machine damage on the reverse nearly as much as the... Wow, look at all that zinc. It's just breaking through. See if we can find another one of those machine damaged ears. Lincoln's ear got stuck in the machine. No! Not sure what that is. We're not going to worry about what's stuck to it. Gotta be almost to that one coin. Feels like there's only like 4 or 5 in there. I kind of put all the coins after I go through them in a box just in front of me. If I didn't have my keyboard here, I could probably just have them all right here. But it keeps them separated from everything else that is sprawled across my desk, so that the coins don't either get lost in the abyss, or other ones all of a sudden make their appearance out of nowhere. Everybody is quiet tonight. I was feeling quiet before the stream. I was kind of feeling like I don't feel like going out and talking today. but then every time I do start streaming, I always feel more myself. So I figured if I just start streaming, I'll feel better. And bingo! It worked. Machine damage on the date. And the motto. Hello, motto. I think that's what my phone used to say to me. Or maybe it was Moto. Or Motorola. Anything? Anything? Nope. It's gotta be one of these coins. We're almost out of coins. I swear when we were looking at them from far away, it looked like there was clearly something going on inside the columns. This could be it. It could be the next one. It's not looking like this one. There's only one left. This has got to be it. It's like I don't feel like we would have missed it because we were up close. Even though sometimes when you get up close, it's harder to see things. But if we don't see anything, then it was just an illusion. Let's find out. It was on the west side. No, I don't see anything. Interesting. Nope, no coins hiding. Alright, so that's a bust. Some pretty coins in there though. I definitely think that if I'm getting some coins graded, I think that there is a couple ones in there gradable. When you do bulk grading, you have to do a minimum of 100 coins. You have to do a minimum of 100 coins, and then you can only do 5 different date mints or denominations. Let's see, how about some 1998s? I think that these were actually, so this is 1998s. I think that there was the wide AM or close AM for these. But who knows, maybe we'll get to look for those. Let me just see if I can confirm or deny that again. My memory seems, so 1998, what close or wide AMs? I just Googled it. The dates to watch for are 92, 98P, 98, 2000. So I'm not so we're looking for, it doesn't exactly say there, but we'll know once we're looking at them. It'll be clear. Let me go to coppercoins.com, just see what we got for 1998. And we have 18, okay, more column fun. Some thicker columns, little baseball bats next to Lincoln. We have a double die. Is that E pluribus? That is so tiny. Okay, so more column fun, and then we are looking for, I believe, the wide AM. Or no, probably a close AM, considering the ones we were looking at before were wide AM. So yeah, we're looking for Lincoln with like extra legs. I feel like the last time we did look through some of these, so let me zoom out. Wow, these are, it's like a whole different kind of coin here. Turn off the lights. Make sure I don't cut any hiding. Zoom out. Thanks for your guys' patience. Maybe we can come a little closer. Alright, let's try that. And so it looks like that looks very close. I know we'll be able to tell zoomed in once we look at another one here too. So what, that was a Denver though. I believe it's only Philadelphia here that we're looking for. So maybe they're close and we're looking for wide. I actually have one wide AM coin now. And it'll be a lot easier to see once we're up close, but it looks like there's maybe like 25, 30 coins. This one's got some spots. How fast they go. I mean, I see like 2019s with spots on them already. I mean, it seems like the newer ones, they come loaded. Whatever they do, whatever dye wash or finish they use on coins these days, it just kills them. It's almost like they're trying to kill the coins. 1998. Part of me almost feels like, I don't know, it's almost like looking for, it's like if I'm doing like looking for varieties on the show here, we should just skip looking at the coins and then just have one where we're looking for high grade coins and not look for the varieties. But it's like you can't look for a high grade coin and then not also be checking for a variety at the same time. But definitely I could see where you're looking through varieties and you're not really caring, or you're looking for varieties and you're not really caring what the coin grade is, because maybe the coins are all just kind of beat up anyway and you're trying to find some value in them because there isn't any value elsewhere. I feel like by 1998 here, I feel like they got the plating on the coin a lot smoother. It's like the finishes, just the texture of the coin is just, you know, it's a lot smoother, it looks more refined. The 1991s we were looking at, just everything looked kind of uneven. We'll see if we're plagued with machine damage as well when we look at these. We'll see how the quality, and I know it's a small sample batch, it's not like you can say like, you know, oh look at the quality here, but I feel like most of the roll that we looked through of the 1991s, everything was like really, almost everything had machine damage on the front. I'm not sure, I almost feel like the quality of the 1991s was a little bit better. I feel like most of these have had a spot on them, or they've had a pretty good size, a little mark on them. This one's maybe a little bit better than most that we've seen. think we're past the years where we can get RPMs. So no RPMs for us tonight. Maybe at some point I should change the stream name here. I usually only do one date, but let me do that just so that people know that we are now looking for 1998s too. Oh, it doesn't like that, does it? Oh, I can do that. No. Okay. Let me do 1991 and then space 98. They will never know. So is everybody having a good night? Hopefully my chat didn't crash on the other computer. I see the likes, but I don't see any chat. If anybody's watching, give me a sign if anybody is out there. If you're having a good night, say hello. When everybody's not here, like I wonder like what's going on, what I'm missing on somebody else's stream. It's like throwing a party and then you find out there's another party and it's like an awesome party and it's like, okay, how do I move the party over there? Spots. So mark in the left field. Nice. I don't know, it's like for some reason it almost seems proof-like. I know that I have the lights on here. You know, it's obviously not deep cameo or anything like that. Is it Denver, right? Yeah. Okay, so there's little possibility there. Alright, two more and then we can zoom in and we can see if we can find anything else. So some of these got a little bit better as we went through them, but quite a few spots on the coins. Not too bad otherwise. It's crazy though, like I'm glad I got this big box of mint Cellos because there's probably like 3 months more of coins in here. But if I hadn't, the like market on eBay and the different places, like it's like I bought them all or something. There's no more. I can start buying mint sets and tearing them up, but that seems like a shame. Also seems fun. Alright, yeah, let me, I guess I can just do reverse order here. And so I believe we're mostly looking on the backs with these as well. We'll just get a feel for them here for a second. So that's looking like close AM, and so I believe we'll be looking for a wide AM. And if we start getting examples of both, then that's a good thing, because then we know we found something. So yeah, Lincoln, he's just so tiny. Like there's, you know, these like little extra bars that appear on the side of him, and they're considered double dies, but they are just so tiny. You know, as a collector myself, when it's like, you really have to like stare at them, while it is a variety of a coin, it seems like by the time you have to magnify something like all the way in, like 180x, yes, there's doubling there, but it's like, it takes a microscope to appreciate it. It just seems like, you know, it's like a micro extreme. But they are cool. And once you get into the later years, for the most part, it becomes more difficult to find different kinds of double dies and stuff. So, you know, if you want the hobby to keep on going, you gotta find stuff. It's interesting. There is almost looking, I feel like Liberty does look a little fatter there. Let's check the rest out. And we'll check out another one. I mean, perhaps it's just the ear there. We've only looked at a couple. My eye hasn't really. We'll put this one for a side, then look at a couple more, and if they all look the same, then we know nothing special. Close AM. Just looking for a little. It's like that one, like the column right here in the center, like it so kind of looks off-centered or like just deeper. But yeah, so I'll set that one to the side. We'll keep looking here for a second. Yeah, I would say that this one looks exactly like the other one did. Just a little bit wider than the years before. You would kind of think that the mint could just make everything identical every year, but it's really hard to do that. It's like, I think they did that kind of for a while, but then eventually the master die just starts to wear down and it starts to produce not as good copies. It's like every time you make a copy of something, you lose a little bit of detail. It's really a faint L there. Be interesting if the little blue toning there on his eyelid there, if that actually got in his eye, that'd be kind of cool. Looking around. It's like the eye there does look kind of thicker, but it also looks like it's been flattened by something somehow. One thing I do like the newer Lincolns, the ear is way more defined than the older ones. Whenever I try to look for anything in the center there, I would just get lost in Lincoln's hair. And I'd be like, I know the ear is here somewhere, but I can't find it zoomed in like this. Hello, Oops, Sorry X. Welcome to the stream. We're checking out some 1998s now. We went through the 1991s. But welcome. How are you doing tonight? It is quiet, laid-back stream tonight. So I didn't have any luck. Haven't had any luck here finding anything special in these rolls here yet. Did pick up a 1995 double die off eBay today. It seems like I've been having an easier time finding double dies on eBay for a good deal. I've been having an easier time there than I have been able to find them myself. Which I actually haven't found a 1995 double die raw. That might be fun. I feel like it's one date that is probably a lot easier to find. Like I want to say there's like 1 million of them, but they're worth money and they're impressive looking. Did you find a 1990 or I'm sorry, a 1955 double die that suits you yet? Oops, sorry, X. I feel like there was a bunch of them on the market there for a few days, and I have not seen any recently. I think I saw on the, what's his name, Sean, Blue Ridge Silverhound. I feel like he was showing one that had just sold at auction that made a pretty good price. It sounded like he was recommending for purchases. But it's just amazing, like a lot of like the really nice high-priced coins, or like rare varieties and stuff, like 10-15 years ago, their prices were crazy high. Like my whole life I was like, I'm never gonna own one of those. You find when you're rich. And like now I see things like, you know, it's like, yes, you could buy something else with it, but it's like I see them within reach. Like I could probably justify purchasing one for my eBay store just to have one in my eBay store. It's funny, it's like I see separation between those, but I think that is still a close AM. Like, I don't know what dates these are. Yeah, no, that's a wide AM. But I feel like most close AMs that I look at, they're basically touching. And maybe there is like a little piece that we can't see there, but just gotta keep on looking. Alright, that's the wrong way. I'm putting back in the other stack. That would be a great technique if I wanted my stream to never end, as long as nobody noticed that we're looking at the same coins over and over again. Welcome to Time Traveler's Coin Exchange Loop, where we look at the same coins over and over again, like it's Groundhog's Day. Close AM. would be very nice to find something interesting in here. Colosseum. Not seeing anything hanging out with Lincoln there. Colosseum. I feel like we did go through some 1989s in the past, and or 1998s, I'm sorry. And I feel like we did find a bunch of stuff in the columns, which was kind of cool. And so it's definitely possible to find the double dies in the columns. I think I was actually finding so many that I was thinking, gosh, these really can't be worth much money. But it's interesting looking through them tonight, and I'm not seeing any of the things. I think that I did zoom in more on Lincoln here, but personally I can see if there's anything there. It would be more of if I could see something there, I would zoom in for you guys so that you guys could see it better. But for all I know, you guys are watching on a widescreen. Yeah, I don't know if this is that one. There was one that just kind of looked like it had a proof finish. It's like the way the light hits this one just reminds me of a proof coin. It's like not quite, because it's not deep cameo or something, but it's like the die just looks kind of smoother, almost like it was polished. Keep wanting to put the coins back in the other one, I'm so bad. It's because normally I take them all out and put them back in the box, but it's like, no, I can do this. I'm a stubborn one, definitely an old dog. I can learn new tricks though, just it takes a long time. Hello DC Piano, welcome. Thanks for bringing your tunes. How are you doing tonight? Hopefully you are doing good. Welcome to the stream. We have not found anything super interesting tonight, but this second roll that we're looking through, it might be holding the good stuff. We just don't know. We can hope though. I feel like the coins in the first roll, the 1991s, were just a little bit better. I feel like the quality of them looked better, but I feel like almost every single one of the 1991s was machine damaged. But they were very nice looking coins though. Just making sure. I'm gonna check almost all of them for a wide AM. Gotta make sure I do all of them. Almost seems like I should write notes when I go through these rolls of, you know, like what I search for when I look through them. I'm trying to welcome Carlos to Lino. I'm not sure. I know that in the books that I've been reading, they tell the weight of the different coins. I can look up really quickly what is it, like 3.5 grams or something. Let's look it up. 2.5 grams for a cent. So 2.5, let's see how much does 1966. So I guess the answer to your question would be yes, I have seen. 1982, oh, well, I guess 1982 to 2008, 2.5 grams because it's copper covered zinc. But 1962 to 1982 is a 3.11 grams. I believe, I'm not positive, I believe the 1998 is, I believe it is one, I believe it's the more common one. But I have never found one. I just started looking through the roll and I figured, hey, aren't there wide AMs in this? And there were, let's see, there's one up on PCGS, MS65, here we'll pull up the PCGS value, 0396. So there's one for sale for 125 on eBay. PCGS value 90. So in MS65 red, a wide AM is 90 for this date. So I would say that would be worth getting graded. So yeah, it looked like from so for a 1966, it should weigh 3.11 grams, so that would be very thin. If it looks like a brand new penny, and it doesn't look like it's been super worn, if it's a nice fresh looking red penny, then I would say it's severely underweight. I'm not sure exactly. I've definitely found Lincoln cents, wheat cents that are just like practically paper thin. So I'm not positive what the value of an underweight one would be. I'd almost want to say it's a defective planchet, which would be, let me find my screen here again, which, did I lose the microscope? Okay, there we go. Hopefully that wasn't gone for too long on the other screen. My goodness. But another thing is that there were, for 1966, there was satin finish, the special mint strike, the SMS sets, and I don't know, they didn't do a proof coin for that year, so I don't know if there was a different weight for the special mint set coins, but probably, I don't know if I could even, let's check it out. How much does, it's not giving it to me quick, or maybe PCGS Facts will do it. 3.11 grams. So your penny should, it should be 3.11. That's way underweight. So that sounds like an interesting coin. If it's very, very worn, I would say it's probably just had the metal kind of shaved off of it. I believe after a certain year, like all coins were supposed to be weighed and basically assayed for weight. I know I feel like assay is the purity, but I feel like most coins coming from the mint, they used to have to pass like a weight control test. But I feel like somewhere in modern history, pennies don't have to do that anymore. But they should, like I feel like it's supposed to be within such and such amount of weight. I kind of want to check to the right of Lincoln's leg here. No, okay. Thought where the coin is kind of lighter or brighter there, it almost looked like there was like an extra little bar there. But I think it's just the color of the metal. And I wish I could tell you a value for a lightweight planchet. There is the possibility that it was struck on another country's currency. Like I believe the U.S. Mint, I believe they make money for tons of other countries, and so occasionally planchets from another currency gets mixed in a bin. And perhaps there's another currency or another coin for another country that was being made. It's just interesting. Like I saw I think there were sets from like Panama from the 1960s, like U.S. mint sets, and like the packaging, everything on them looked identical to like the U.S. mint sets, but it was like Panama. And maybe the Panama, maybe it was kind of part of the U.S. there for a while when they were building the canal, or not part of the U.S., but maybe while we were doing canal work or something, they brought money down there to be used there. Maybe it's not true Panama money. I don't know. Crazy history in this world. But when I was reading Breen's book, or I'm sorry, Wexler's book, Wexler's book, it was talking about how different like kind of like coins sometimes got mixed up. So it looks like a close AM there. It's crazy there's only one 1998 wide AM on eBay. I mean, it's 25% above PCGS value, but there's not many of them out there today. I feel like I see one up for auction probably, or at least like one wide AM, maybe not in 1998. I feel like I see about one once a month or something. They do come up for auction. There's probably different dates that have more of them too. It's like rare coins definitely come in flows. Just the whole coin market comes in flows. Prices go up and down. Availability goes up and down. Like right now it seems like availability is starting to dip and the market is going up. And I am loving it. It's kind of the perfect storm. But usually when availability goes down, price does go up. They just kind of go hand in hand together like that. So it looks like we have just a few coins here left. I'm not going to say we didn't find anything yet because we still have some chances here. but I just like to give you guys a warning when the end is coming, so it just doesn't like broadside y'all. And so I'm not sure, I definitely have plenty more rolls here to go through. The next roll, or the next show, of course, will be next Saturday. Can't quite see, I don't have my calendar open, but this Saturday at 9 p.m. Pacific time here on YouTube. Unless I am framed for a crime I didn't commit and dragged into prison, I will be here every Wednesday and Saturday for the foreseeable future. And if I don't show up, let somebody know that something horrible has happened to me. Or something really, really good. You never know sometime. I'm hoping for the really, really good thing. It's like a very weak L there. Can't see anymore, but I feel like I felt one more in the box. Could we be lucky? I mean, I wonder how many rolls somebody looks through, or if it's just somebody, you know, just looks down at a coin and they're like, oh, wow, glad I checked that. I mean, I feel like some people, they must just search box after box. I don't know, maybe we should do that. I still want to fill like a small swimming pool with copper coins and do like some photo shoots for the channel here. Just seems like it would be fun. No. That's it, everybody. Thank you everyone for watching tonight. Thank you Scent Order. Thanks Oops Sorry X. Thank you DC Piano. Thank you Carlos Tilina. Thanks for your questions. Tried to answer them as best and honestly as I could. I am still learning here too. Blue Sandy, if you're watching, I know you're always watching because you're awesome. I wish you a good night. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you guys this Saturday, hopefully at 9 p.m. Pacific time here on YouTube. All right, have a good night everyone. See you all in the future.